What's up guys, Tippy here from Team Triple Drive, and today I'll be bringing you my premium raw Paladin deck profile. If you want to just get straight into the list, I'll have some annotation somewhere about the time. But I just want to say a few words. This deck has gotten some support with Miyaji Academy and kind of pseudo support with the Stronger Sail 4 set, because Blasted Dark can be used in raw Paladin decks. So this deck is really good. I mean, it's not the best deck out there. It's definitely not as good as Ezel, which is fucking superior, right? Then stride while your opponent's on grade 2. It's not that good, but it's still strong. It packs a punch, and Monarch definitely brings something to the deck. And I also managed to secure some quite nice rarities for it, so before me being me trades it away, I decided to profile you the list that I have, even though there are still some things that I'm missing from the deck. Like there are a couple of strides that I don't have, and the list, I more or less know what I want to do with it. I sort of mention the changes that I would potentially make, such as fitting the Cray Elemental Bobo in. But apart from that, it's a very solidified version because I've managed to kind of fit everything I wanted in, more or less. But if the meta does shift a bit, there will be changes made, like Blasted Dark will just go out. And yeah, before I give too many spoilers, I'm just gonna roll the intro and see you guys in the next one. So this is the list for my raw Paladin OTK, whatever it is, build. I'll get straight into it. So first off, we play 3 Monarch Sanctuary Alfred because he's really good, especially if you end up with him when you draw on Tana. He provides an extra 10k passivity to your Blasted Blade, which is really good. For our main grade 3 kind of though, we play King of Knights Alfred. We want to ride into him first, because if we don't have Blasted Blade in our hand, we really need to fetch him. And yeah, we have other cards that can fetch Blasted Blade. However, King of Knights, it gives a plus 5k, plus our other cards we'd rather use for something like Blasted Javelin, Laros or something. So that is why I play Monarch and King of Knights as opposed to Alfred early. Because Monarch provides more power to Blasted Blade passively, and King of Knights can tutor him from the deck as opposed to just Hand or Soul, which I think is far better. Following up, we play 4 copies of Blasted Blade. Just gotta flex the rarities a tiny bit. And to get a 4th IMR. I mean, not much explanation needs to be done. You don't really use his crit ability in this deck. Against some Axel matchups, you might choose the Crown Blast 1, Soul Blast 1 for retiring the front row, maybe. But generally, it's just there because it's Blasted Blade that's a 10k instead of a 9k. Then, following up, we play 4 Blasted Darks. He is your out to Ezel matchup. I'm considering to bump him down to 3 because there are a couple of cards that I want to put in and increase counts of. But at the moment, I'm thinking if you do play against Ezel, you really want to draw into him, so increasing your chances of getting him goes up, obviously, if you play 4. Following that logic as well, if I'm going to bump him down, it's only because I'm not playing that much Ezel against in my locals. But if I was going to go into a tournament, I would definitely bump him back up to 4. At the moment, I think only one person in our locals has Ezel Premium, and he just posted it up today to get rid of. So if he gets rid of it, if there's no longer Ezel out there in our locals, I will definitely just take Blasted Dark out, because as sexy as the RMR is, you don't really need him outside of the Ezel matchup. Yeah, he's still a decent card, but there are so many other cards you can put in that just increase your versatility in other matchups. Then following that, we play 3 Blasted Javelin Laros. I'd play 4 if I could. Probably if Ezel gets rotated out of our locals completely and I take out Blasted Dark, I would bump him up to 4. But generally I see him enough. It's generally Blasted Blade that I struggle to see as much as I want, especially with all the control decks focusing on Blaster Blade being killed, or any deck that has a bit of control in, I suppose. He is really good to get your Flogels out, or sometimes if you get damage denied, Flogel and Pagal. Yeah, I mean, there's not too much that needs to be said. This deck hasn't had too much support outside of Monarch since it really came out, or I suppose Blaster Dark is kind of pseudo support for it. At the moment I play 2 Tarna. Again, if Blaster Dark gets taken down to 3 or out completely, I will definitely bump him up to 3 or 4. Because if you are going first, it is really nice to just spam Alfred, so you have insanely powerful force markers. Force marker out Blaster Blade available to you, to then just swing for huge numbers, because I often notice my opponent being able to guard just about against Blaster Blade, because I don't really spam him too much. He is searchable with our starter, he is searchable with actually our starter is the only thing that can do it pre-stride, so yeah, I mean, bumping him up would be pretty good. Although at the moment it's okay not to run him at 4, it's just, I don't know, I prefer him to be at 4. Now, a card that I'm currently not playing, but I'm definitely going to put into this deck once I figure out what exactly to take out, will be Bobo, Cry Elemental Bobo, because against Gizeh, when they damage deny you like no tomorrow, you want to be able to just not care about that, get some counter charging in, get an extra damage in, even that extra soul doesn't hurt at all. So Bobo will find its place in this deck somehow. I'm thinking at the moment to take out this card, Alan, which I play 2 of. I guess I'll start with that. He's good, but I mean, the thing that's better about him than Marin is you don't have to call it in the same column. The unit that you call from him doesn't have to be called in the same column. So it's a bit more versatile in that regard. Marin is obviously better because it stays on the field and you can proc it multiple times if you need to. Kind of fishing for combo pieces is quite good, but if I end up putting Bobo in, I'm probably going to take out Alan and just bump this to 4 for consistency, so I'm not thinking of like, oh, what am I going to get, you know. I'll maybe go 2-2 split, we'll see, and take out just 1 Marin. Then I play 4 Pagal. Pagal is, I mean, it's just Soul Blast 2, Counter Charge 2. You really need Counter Blast for your Flogel spam. That's about it, really. You don't Counter Blast too much in this deck, otherwise, I mean, yeah, you can Counter Blast shit ton from Marin, I suppose, but apart from that, your main source of Counter Blast is Flogel. Blaster Dark can clear some things up, so like against Ezel, or maybe if there's another start that's really annoying, or you really want the Twin Drive, Blaster Dark's quite good for that, I guess. But yeah, obviously for Pagal, it's searchable as well with Laros, so why not? Played 2 Stride Enablers, because Stride is good. If you don't Stride, you not necessarily lose, but you're at a disadvantage. So yeah, it's good. Then I played 2 Lien. It's a good buff card. You know, Soul Blast for a Nullify is really good. Then starters who play the Alfred side, or whatever his name is. Elron. I play Elron. It fetches you a grade 2 or lower that's not himself if you have an Alfred Vanguard, so it doesn't even matter what it is. It doesn't have to be Swordsman of Light, doesn't have to be a Blast or anything like that, just grade 2 or lower. So it's really, really good. I would consider running 2 of him if space permitted, because he's a toolbox for literally anything you need at that point. So yeah, he's really, really good. For the trigger lineup, it's a bit weird. Some people might not like it, but I play obviously 4 Floral Paladin Flogels, 4 regular Flogels and Eponets, so the V crits, 2 of the V heals and 2 of the V draws. I decided to go more aggressive because you really want to check a crit in your Blaster Blade, and since your deck doesn't have very high survivability as it is, you don't really care about too many heals. I mean, there's a downside to that. Against Gizeh, you're less likely to check a heal and survive if they get to that point. Against decks that rush you a lot, you're less likely to kind of get back into the game. but your aim is to counter rush them anyway. So yeah, I mean, it's working at the moment quite well, but if it turns out that, you know, I do need the more survivability. Jesus Christ, I haven't done deck profiles in ages. Get flustered a bit. If it does turn out that I need more survivability, then I will bump the heals back up to 4 and probably take out 2v crits. But the 2-2 split on the crit trigger, on the draw triggers and the liens is really good, because depending on the matchup, some guard restrict to like 1s or higher, some guard restrict 0, so it's good to have the access to both potentially. Now my G-zone is slightly incomplete, but I will just let you know what I would take out and put in, so yeah. So we'll start off with one Ultima, because Ultima is good. I just realized I'm profiling to the side. Ultima is good. So yeah, one Ultima, one Gancelot. I'm playing 2 Saiyan Blows, which would be Aerial Divine Knight Altmars if I had them. 2 Feeders. One of them can be taken out for another Gancelot, I suppose. 2 Alfred Peace Saver, never have use for this card. This can be taken out realistically. It's a very niche situation where he would be useful anyway. I guess you have like 4 Flogels on the field. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You can go with Blast Blade attack, get Twin Drive, then restand him, then go with your Vanguard, get Triple Drive, and yeah, I mean, it's a bit niche situation. You don't really get that much hand to discard a card for him either, so it's a very mediocre card. Play 2 Holy Squires. Unlocking is good. If you play against the Link Joker, you might as well unlock and fuck them over, because I mean, if you don't, you lose. If you do, you win, pretty much, more or less. They don't generate advantage super quickly anymore. They do it little by little, and with how aggressive your deck is, you can probably finish them off with just 1 unlock anyway. That, and we have space. We don't really run anything else for aggressive strides, because most of our power comes from our main deck. For the G-Guards, I play 1 Marin, 1 Assault, 1 Andragius, and 2 of the Doggy. So it's just about having some options, really. If you're really struggling, like, I don't know, for some reason you just play the Doggy and get nice little shield value if you have not much of a field. What's the requirement? I think you need to have a rig on your front row. Yeah, so it's nice the fact that it's just flip face up and 1 rear guard in your front row. Plus, it's also good if you went to Gancelot first, and because Gancelot doesn't turn anything face up, if you want to go into Ultima next turn, you will want to use the Super G Guard. This can be taken out and turned to a second copy of anything really, or into a different unit. I'm considering even putting a Gleam in this, because Ditch and Draw is really good. Actually, why have I not done this already? Yeah, this is going really well for deck profile. But yeah, this is it for the list. I hope you enjoy this, and see you in the next one, guys. Take care. Bye.